Wanted to do a video recording for you to kind of orient you to where everything was in Florida. For reference, the hurricane is over here right now. This is Orlando, and then we have Tampa and St. Pete over on the west side. So we're pretty far away from all of that mess. Like I said, Orlando here, you have Disney, Tampa, and then I am in St. Pete. Uh, St. Pete, like I said, is this little peninsula here. Um, we have Clearwater on the top. Dunedin is a really cool little downtown. Here every day. Seminole is known for its better schools. The St. Pete school system isn't great. There's some ways around that. My wife's a kindergarten teacher, so she kind of knows how to navigate that. But that's kind of the breakdown. And then we have all the beaches: Indian Rocks, Indian Shores, Madeira Beach, Treasure Island, and St. Pete Beach. And all of those are really nice. So the areas that I had talked to you about, and a lot of them are kind of near me. That's where I live. I live really close to downtown here. So I know we had talked about, I told you about the Trop site redevelopment. So currently, Tropicana Field baseball stadium is right here. So, which makes it really convenient for me. I'm only about 10 blocks away from it. So all of this tract of land is going to be redeveloped here, which makes it a pretty good opportunity for potentially some businesses coming in. And we have, like, you see all these the hip cool places, the breweries, the barbecue joints. They're really kind of all over here, and then especially downtown, we have the Dolly. We have all these parks on the water here, which are really gorgeous. So we have the nicest neighborhood in Old Northeast is historical Northeast. Those are and you have Euclid St. Paul's. That's where I live. And then we're probably more in the 350 to 450 range, and up. There's definitely some $700,000-800,000 homes in here, but they're more few and far between versus the 350 to 450. And you can find some multifamily in here occasionally. I'm going to start putting out some mailers because I think there's some opportunities for kind of your more distressed duplexes that probably have somebody in there that are paying $700 or $800 a month still, while they have a landlord that lives out of state. So I'd like to start approaching them and seeing if we couldn't generate some leads there. The majority of the properties that I own are along the Central Ave corridor, which is really great because you have that area that's going to be redeveloped. You have USF, and then you have a few hospitals. You have Johns Hopkins, which is right here, and there's Bayfront, which is another hospital, and then St. Anthony's. So there's three pretty major hospitals, and St. Anthony's right here. So you can have there's quite a bit of medical professionals. So medical professionals, students, and then up towards this air part of town, which is kind of technically Clearwater. You have your Raymond James and Franklin Templeton, which are your big financial institutions. So those are going to be a lot of your tenants. The two that I sent you that I had a hand in, one was the Ninth Ave North property, which is right here. Ninth and I think it was 908 Ninth, or 80 or 708 Ninth, something like that. Anyway, it was right in here. And then the other one that I sent you was over towards right here. And I really like this corridor here because, like I said, you're going to have the rapid bus line that's going to take you from downtown out to the beach here, and I think it's going to go out towards Treasure Island too. And both of these beaches are really great. All of this and close to the water is going to be a flood zone. I try to stay away from those areas. All of this in here is not a flood zone, which is nice. You're going to be able to find some good deals on the south side. When you're south of Central, it's very hit and miss. Childs Park is a pretty rough area. A lot of crime rate. The crime rate's pretty high there. That's one area that I would stay away from. But once you get south enough again, without being in a flood zone, there's some good areas down here. I bought a property It was on Walton Street South, which is right here, and I have an investor putting in an offer on one tomorrow on Walton Street South, two doors down from mine, and it's 150,000, and it's going to be 2 units, a 3-1 in the front that'll get 1250, and a 2-1 garage apartment, but it's huge, oddly enough, for probably about 1,000 or so. And I think if she got it for 130 and put 30 in, she'd probably be fine, which is sounds like a really good deal. So yeah, the Ninth Ave one, that's the one we did the Airbnb with because it's close to downtown. I think the guy here could do the Airbnb too, but it might not be as fruitful because you're just a little bit further down from downtown. But it is kind of a nice medium if you were visiting St. Pete because you'd be a little bit close to downtown, a little bit close to the beaches. I think that could get better going forward with that rapid bus line. So we are actually gonna put our toe into the Airbnb waters. We have a property, 3845 First Avenue North, which is right about here. So that's kind of in the middle of those two properties. Yeah, so right about here, and we're gonna try our hand in the Airbnb there and see how it goes. We have a 2-1 that's pretty wonky. It's never going to get the rent of a good 2-1 because the second bedroom's too small. But I think you could put a futon in there and you'd be fine for Airbnb purchases or Airbnb purposes. So looking at this again from kind of from the top here, the areas you'd probably want to look at are Largo, Pinellas Park, like I said, Seminole, even Kenneth City, and in this area here. It's definitely not as nice. It's definitely more working class, but I think there's good potential for cash flow. I think the closer you are to downtown, the more opportunity you have for appreciation. But in here, I think you're going to be able to find a $150,000 duplex that maybe you can get $1,000 aside for, give or take, after some repairs. So hopefully that orients you to the area a little bit better. I guess take a look at this. Let me know what questions you have, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I'm going to send you that email that has the other properties that would be examples for you. Oh, and the one on the $150,000 one I sent, I forget the exact address. I'm sorry, but I think it was down in here. And like I said, this area is another one that I think I might start just putting out some mailers for and see if I could get some calls and kind of do the wholesaling thing and be able to try to dig up some properties for my investors because I think there are some really good deals down here. And it's an area that's overlooked because it is so close to Childs Park and Jordan Park, which kind of have a bad reputation. But once you drive far enough south again, it's really nice. And going forward, once you get really far south, these are some beautiful properties on the water again. So it is interesting that you have very high priced, a little bit lower priced, and then you go back to your high priced again, and you're on a country club right here. So these properties in here, you're 200 to 400 depending on the size. They're your block homes that were built in the 50s, and they are super convenient to the beaches. And same thing with this one up here. I'll show you the exact street on this one. It was Walton Street South. Hopefully I can find it. Auburn, Walton. Yeah. So this is the one that I fixed up last year. So it's right here, and yeah, it's really convenient going out to the beach again. So that's nice. So, all right, let me know what questions you have. Hopefully this wasn't too long-winded for you. All right, thanks. Bye.